There we go.
Brilliant.
Okay.
So we're coming back across the Atlantic, and Umberto is joining us today from Portugal. Have I got that right?
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. My name is Umberto Andriolo. I'm a postdoc researcher at the UNESCO Coimbra, which is an institute, research institute of the University of Coimbra. And today I will talk about marine littoral coastal dunes, new monitoring approaches, and key insights. I have prepared this presentation with the collaboration of Professor Jingo Salves. I'm also a coastal morphologist, but in the last years, I have worked on marine litter. Marine litter or marine waste is defined as any item lost in the marine environment. So most of litter generates on land and enters the ocean through rivers. Eventually, part of the floating litter strand on the beach. Litter is nowadays a global issue as it can harm ecosystem, marine life, and human health. So there is the need of monitoring litter to identify the sources, check the trend of abundance, and understand the pathways. The traditional monitoring programs on beaches rely on visual sensor surveys, usually performed by volunteers. Items are categorized and recollected over a 100-meter long shore transit between the shoreline and the back beach limit. Therefore, surveys are human effort demanding and very limited both in space and time. The first works that applied drones to survey and marine litter and to overcome to the traditional survey limitations are from the 2018. However, we set up a framework and in 2012 in which we describe how to survey, how to use the drone and produce new products for the study of marine litter on beaches. However, today we will talk about the marine litter on dunes. It is important to know that litter monitoring programs do not include the surveys on dunes. However, the presence of litter is concerning also on these environments that we know are quite delicate ecosystems, are often difficult to access or to reach, and trampling is also should be avoided on these ecosystems. So we adapted the framework for surveying the litter on beaches and to coastal dunes. Here you can see the two publications that were the first works worldwide in which we used the drone and to characterize the dune pollution by marine litter and plastics. So we collected aerial images which are not with a drone, which is not intrusive. And we marked the litter, we categorized the type of litter, and we add many more insights into the dune pollution. The study sites were the dune ridge of Quiaios, which is in the central part of Portugal. It is one of the most well-conserved natural dune ridges in Portugal. It is about 20 kilometers with dunes that are about 10 meters high. And then I will show you some peculiar research in Leirosa dunes. Leirosa is a fisherman village at the south of Mondego River, also in the center of Portugal. The first assessment that we reached from the first trial that we did on Quiaios dunes were that after mapping the litter on the 200 meters per 80 meters area and on the orthophoto and integrating the digital surface model, we understood that litter is distributed along the main wind direction and dune blowouts promoting dune pollution. So we drew up these density maps to understand where and why the litter was distributed. The second important insight was that the distribution of litter over the coral shore depended on the vegetation. So, for instance, on the embryo dune, we found the most and the heaviest litter items. In this case, were woods. On the foreshore, we found trapped by the herbaceous vegetation the lightest items, such as napkins and plastic bottles. In the back dune, we found the polystyrene and the octopus spots. So we went also to analyze the spatial distribution over the cross shore. Therefore, fishing-related items were mostly present in the back dune, whereas the items and litter more related to recreational activities were on the fore dune. And then we found that the recreational items were closer to the car park on the southern area, whereas in the north area, that is more natural and were most polluted by fishing-related items. During this experience, we noted that some items and litter items were exhuming from the dunes that were under erosion. So we start analyzing why these items were basically coming out the dunes. And we end up drawing this kind of loop in which the litter items participate in the natural growth and erosion process of coastal dunes. The embryo dune, the vegetation in the embryo dune usually trap some kind of litter. If the embryo dune become a fore dune, the litter gets buried in the dune volume. After the impact of the sea level or the dune erosion, the litter is then re-exposed to the marine environment. This work has received quite good feedback. We also received emails from Italy and saying that we're observing the same behavior. There is also a work from Turner, I think, from Perran Beach in England, that was published at the same time and describing almost the same behavior of litter. In Leirosa, we also observed litter coming out from dunes, but this was for a different reason. Talking with the locals, we understood that there was some irresponsible and illegal dumpings on the dunes, and the dunes were nourished without keeping attention of this fact. And nowadays, the dune is under severe erosion, and plastic items are exhuming from here. We found items that were dated around the start of the 80s. Therefore, 40 years of items were buried here. We found textiles and also constructor material. Some take-home messages. We need to integrate the litter surveys with coastal morphodynamics and environmental forcing to advance knowledge on the litter pathways. We need also to promote beach cleanup to avoid that litter get buried also on dunes. And We need to raise awareness on coastal and doing pollution, also among scientists of different disciplines. This was also one of the aim of this presentation, because we can use the drone flights for multiple purpose on the beach. And we need also to homogenize and standardize the novel drone-based monitoring strategy. This is an ongoing work. Also, you can find the first draft of the guideline that we wrote with the Ministry of Environment of Japan, and is a work in progress. The last slide, just to acknowledge all the colleagues from UNESCO Coimbra, the University of Coimbra, and Nova University of Lisbon, who collaborated to the Was for Litter project. The numerous international partners who collaborated to the scientific publications. The organizer of today, and thanks for the invitation, and you all for the attention.